What's up guys, it's Rota here and welcome to another amazing video on the channel. So for today I got you a Evil Eye combo tutorial. I released the deck profile a week ago now, so make sure you do check that out so you do understand how this deck plays. And I'm going to be showing you all the intricate 1 and 2 card combos. This deck has a couple 1 card combos, which is surprising considering that it isn't considered a meta deck. I am by no means saying it is a meta deck. I'm just saying it's very interesting that a deck like this has very, very powerful 1 card combos. So if you are new around here, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe down below. It costs nothing and helps out immensely. And also let me know, what deck are you playing post Legacy of Destruction release? Is it Tempai's? A lot of people have gone for Tempai's. You sticking with your Snake Eyes Fire Kings, or are you playing something else? I'm very interested to know, and I reply to every single of the comments. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you with the 1 card combos. So starting off with the combo tutorial, this is our 1 card combo using the girl herself, Yugioh, which is the Heart and Soul of the deck. This card combo is actually better than opening the field spell and searching for Yugioh, because I'll show you as I go through the lines, but this leaves a lot more flexibility because we can search the field spell later on, activate it, and then grab an extender instead of having to get Yugioh. So that is why this is usually the best 1 card combo. There are 3, and I will show you a couple, but let's start off with this one. So we will normal summon Yugioh, and we'll use her effect. She grabs us any Evil Eye card, not just monsters, and we grab our Evil Eyes Unleashed. Now this is a newer card, released in Photon Hypernova, and it's absolutely crazy, breaks the deck, and is pretty much one of the only reasons that the deck is good, I'd say, because this card, you activate it, you send an Evil Eye monster and 1 Evil Eye spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard as cost, by the way. So even if it gets ashed on the add of the equip spell, you still send the Rota and the Reborn for free. So absolutely insane. So that being said, activate Evil Eye Unleashed. We're going to send to our graveyard, not the field spell, apologies. We are going to send a Evil Eye of Gorgonio and our Basiltris. And then we will add our equip spell of the Unleashed. So it sends 2 for cost, and then grabs us our equip spell. And now this goes to the graveyard. So this is really good because it gives us a free extender and a Rota. Now, you have to pitch a card, but that's okay because we added the Selene. So we'll do exactly that. We'll banish the Gorgiano from the graveyard as cost. And we will send the Evil Eye of Selene to the graveyard. And this allows us any search of any Evil Eye spell and trap. So if we already have the field spell, this is where you can feel free to grab your counter trap. But we don't, so we're grabbing our field spell, our beautiful Evil Eye Domain. Now we'll activate the Evil Eye Domain, and on activation grabs us a Evil Eye monster, which is going to be our Basilius. Now Basilius has the cool effect that if we control any Evil Eye monster, it's going to be able to special summon itself. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to use its Foolish Burial effect. Why we're using the Foolish Burial effect? Because without the Foolish Burial effect, we will be 1 spell short of doing the full combo, and I'll explain as we get there. So we're going to send another Evil Eyes Unleashed to the graveyard. Now what we're going to do is we're going to activate Basiltris's quick effect. He just allows himself to special summon himself, but he will leave the field when banished, which is why we're going to put him to use as an Xyz material, because this way we can get him back in the graveyard and we can use him again during our opponent's turn. What can we make? If we are respecting the Nibiru, we make the number 75 as our 4th summon, making us un-Nibiruable and having a negate during our opponent's turn of a monster effect, which is great. And how exactly to do that? It detaches 2 materials and we draw a card. So before we pass turn, it's very important that we use the Evil Eye of Selene effect. This is crucial to all our disruptions next turn, pretty much. We're going to banish a Unleashed, pay 1,000 life points, and we're going to set our Evil Eye of Selene. We can now activate Evil Eye of Selene, targeting our Yugioh, and now that means that our Yugioh has the quick effect pop and has all the protection that Selene provides. It cannot be destroyed by battle, it cannot be targeted, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects either, which is fantastic. And every time we activate a Evil Eye spell or trap or the Equip Monster's effect, we'll lose 500 life points, and this will gain it permanently, which is great. So this is our end board, and I know you're thinking, wow, this isn't really a lot for a 1 card combo. Well, this is where you are wrong. Why? because we will pass turn, and now as soon as our opponent activates any monster effect, which I don't, regardless of the deck, I think they're going to activate a monster effect, doesn't matter where, field, hand, graveyard, banish pile, whatever, we'll chain Gossip Shadow, and we'll discard our 2 materials. We will draw a card, which I'll simulate here by putting one face down. We do play 15 hand traps as well, so this could be a hand trap, by the way. Our opponent draws a card, which obviously isn't great, but if we have the droll, for example, we can force a droll here, which is kind of cool. We made them draw a card. If we drew the droll, we could literally just immediately use it, and then they are droll locked as well, which is fantastic. Now, what we're going to do? Well, when our opponent has a special summon monster, we can use its effect, pay 100 life points, and pop it, which is great. And if our opponent's doing anything a bit more threatening, what we'll do is we will quick effect summon Basiltris, and now we'll use the Basiltris quick effect, which this time it will get banished, unfortunately, but it allows us to link summon during our opponent's turn, and it also counts equip spells as link material, which is fantastic. So link material 1, link material 2. So this allows us to make either the link 2, or we use this as material as well, and you make the link 3. So let's make the link 3 here, because this is a immediate pop. And how? It needs to have an equip spell equipped to it for it to have the quick effect pop. Well, this is where Unleashed comes into play and why we needed to have the extra send of the Basilius. We'd banish the Unleashed because a monster was link summoned, and we can equip it with the Evil Eye of Selene. Now this gives it a quick effect pop, which is absolutely fantastic as well. That is every single turn. Just remember, we would have to pay the mandatory maintenance cost of this effect, which is negate a monster that this card points to, which is why we summon and boost the Gossip Shadow here. It will activate, we'll lose 500, it will gain 500, but there will be nothing to negate. So that is really, really nice. If we don't feel like going for the pop, we simply go for the Link 2 instead, our beautiful Starlight Link 2. Just show it off real quick, really, really nice. And again, same applies, banish Unleashed, equip it with Selene, and now we have a negate as well. Instead of the pop, we have a negate, which is really, really nice. And this is all off one card, guys. So absolutely fantastic. I'm now going to be showing you a different variation of this combo. So now moving on to the alternate 1-card combo. This is where we don't have access to Surziel yet, but we have access to Evil Eye Unleashed. How does this work? Well, very simple. We'll activate Evil Eye Unleashed, and we'll send to the graveyard again Gorgiano and a Basiltris. If you already have Basiltris in hand, you can send the Ketoplast, I believe his name is. He specials from the graveyard as well, and is also level 3. But let's just assume we only have the 1 card in rotation. Send these 2 to the graveyard, as cost, by the way, and grab our Evil Eye of Selene. Now, similar plays to the other 1-card combo, we would banish Gorgiano and pitch Selene to the graveyard to grab any Evil Eye spell or trap from deck to hand, and that is our field spell. Activate field spell. Now this is where we cannot grab an extender. We actually are forced to grab the Surziel, because in order for our extenders to work, we always need to have an Evil Eye monster on the field. That's for all 3 extenders. We always need to have an Evil Eye. So we've got to keep that in mind. So this forces us to grab a Surziel instead. What we'll do is normal summon Surziel, use the effect, and now we'll grab a Basilius. So now we can go through the similar line that I showed you before, but I'm going to show you a different rank 3 option. We will special Basilius, we'll use this effect, we will send to the graveyard a Evil Eyes Unleashed. Let's put this card back. There we go. And now we can use the quick effect of the Basiltris to summon itself. Now, if we respect the nib, this is where we do the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow line, and we'll pivot back to the first combo shown. But in this case, we're not going to respect the Nibiru. We're going to overlay, and we're going to immediately make, if I can find him, here he is, our Xyz Armor Torpedo. Now, this is part of the Xyz line of monsters, and this deck takes really good use of it. So what it does is we detach 2 materials, so it recycles our Basiltris back into the graveyard, which is fantastic, an amazing way of getting rid of that stupid banish effect that he has. And we will draw 1 card. So it could be anything. I put a hand trap at the top so you guys can see that you can draw hand traps here since we play so many. Now what we do is, from here, I can put the camera back, there we go. We will summon our Xyz Armor Fortress, because we are allowed to Xyz over them if they have no materials, and this detached both its materials. Now we'll use this effect, and we will search for the Xyz trap, which is this. Going second, we can still do this line, except we side out the full Armored Xyz trap for the Armored Xyz spell. And the spell, essentially what it does is, you make the rank 7 first, use the spell and equip it, and that triggers the rank 7's effect. But in this case, we're going first, so we just search the trap. Now, what we do is, we can't forget about our Selene, so we'll banish 1 Unleashed to reset our Selene. This ashes in our hand, and it'll activate, targeting our Serzial. We'll also set our full Armored Xyz. Now, again, this has a lot of disruptions, guys, and remember, this is all off 1 card. So, extra hand traps in hand, and this board becomes pretty unbreakable for most decks. There's decks that can do it, like Tempai's, but apart from them, or sometimes we have enough hand traps like Ogre and stuff, that doesn't matter. But I'm just going to show you how many disruptions this is during the opponent's turn. So we'll pass to them. During the draw phase, we're going to hit them with the full Armored Xyz, targeting our Xyz Armor Fortress. This is going to preemptively make our full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. Now, from here, we have the Serzial Pop. We can banish the trap and equip a Xyz Armor Torpedo. This would become a non-targeting absorb of any monster in the field, which is fantastic. And we still have the Basiltris line, as shown before, that allows us to go into our Link 2 or Link 3 for a negate and a pop, with hopefully hand traps in hand. So now I will be showing the third and final 1-card combo. Now this is the unoptimal way of doing it, which is kind of funny considering we have a field spell that searches, but as I've shown in the other 2 1-card combos, we kind of need this field spell later on in the combo to grab an extender. So how do we do it this way? Well, we can end up with the exact same board that I've shown you guys before, but we have to do a big difference in our lines of play. So we're going to activate our field spell and grab Serzial. This pretty much never changes. Normal Serzial, activate its effect, grab Unleashed, use Unleashed. It's going to send Gorgiano and Basiltris to the grave, adding to our hand our Evil Eye of Selene. Now, again, we've seen this a lot, and this is one of the core combos of the deck, so I'm sorry if it's repetitive. Banish, Gorgiano, pitch, Selene, and this is where we actually got to grab Evil Eye Awakening. Now, this is where the combo differs. Now we got to do Selene effect immediately, banishing Unleashed, resetting itself. Now we got to activate Selene, targeting our Serzial. Now activate Evil Eye Awakening, and since we have Selene on the field, it's not going to special from hand or grave, it's going to special from the deck instead. So this grabs us access to our Basilius, and now this is where we can pivot into the same plays. We're back on track, and we can end with the rank 3 and the setup. So now Basilius effect, dump Unleashed, Basiltris effect, summon itself, and now here you can go either into the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow to respect the opponent's Nibiru, or go into the Armored line, which gets us a draw and more disruption during our opponent's turn as well, but does run the risk of getting rocked. So now let's move on to the 2-card combos. Alright, so this is the 2-card combo where you don't open Field Spell, you don't open Selene, Evil Eye Unleashed, and you don't open Serzial. That is chance of happening. If you look at the deck profile I gave ratios, it's very, very low chance, but it does happen. So this is a 2-card combo of getting out of that. So we're going to normal summon Basilius, and it hurts every single time when you do that instead of normal Serzial. We're going to send Gorgiano to the graveyard off its Foolish Burial effect. Banish Gorgiano, send Basiltris to the graveyard, grabbing us access to the best card in the deck, Unleashed, activate Unleashed, and send for cost the Ketoplast and the Gorgiano, which gives us follow-up for the next turn, by the way, and we're going to grab Selene. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to special summon our Ketoplast. We're going to equip Evil Eye of Selene to the Ketoplast here. Use Ketoplast, make sure it can't be destroyed by card effects until the next end phase, which is good. Now we're going to special summon our Basiltris, and we're going to go into either the Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, because this respects Nibiru, or if we don't, we have access to the Xyz line, which I've already showcased before. So we're just going to go with Bamboozling. We pass turn there. When our opponent does anything, we'll negate it. They draw a card, we draw a card, and now we have Basiltris in the graveyard for access to either of our link monsters, being Gorgon or Zerasil. So now, moving on to 2-card combos, I'm going to be showing you the going first and the going second variation of the 2-card combos. So this is where we open Serzial and Basiltris In this combo specifically, we can open the field spell, and the field spell will replace one of these guys. So really, really consistent 2-card combo. So let's start off with the combo. Normal Serziel, and you know it. Grab Evil Eyes Unleashed, activate Unleashed, Gorgiano, and a new card that we haven't shown yet, Catoblipus, I believe is how you say this card's name. It is very strange. But we're going to send this to the graveyard, and we're going to grab a Evil Eye of Selene instead to our hand. Now, this is the cool bit. We can banish Gorgiano, keep Selene in our hand, and since this works quick effect in hand and graveyard, send that to the grave for a free pitch, which is really nice. Grab our Counter Trap. Counter Trap negates spells and traps, which is really, really nice into board breakers. But also really nice going first to just negate our opponent's important stuff. What we'll do now is we will summon, because we have an Evil Eye. Activate Evil Eye of Selene, guys. Don't forget to do this. Use the effect Target Selene. That makes Selene unable to be destroyed till your opponent's end phase, which is fantastic. And I sometimes forget that and get punished. So make sure that you protect your Selene. Now we can special summon Basiltris. And now we can pivot into all our combos. Doesn't matter what. We can draw a card. Let's just go for the Gossip Shadow, just because it's quicker. And now we can set our Evil Eye's Retribution. And also, since we have Evil Eye of Selene, this makes it a spell speed 4. The opponent cannot negate the activation of this card if we have Selene. It's already a counter trap, so it's a bit overkill. But for example, if they had a Judgment, they wouldn't be able to Judgment it if we have Selene as well when we activate this card to negate a spell and trap. All we have to do is control an Evil Eye monster, which is fantastic. So that is the going first variation. Basically shows us how to get a free extra negate during our opponent's turn. We can go into the Bamboozling or the Armor Xyz line. It's really up to preference if you feel like playing around Nibiru or not, and it also gives us some protection on our Evil Eye of Selene. Now let's show the going second OTK combo that respects Nibiru, guys. So for the final combo, this is the 2-card combo that OTKs the opponent while respecting Nibiru. Want to know how to do it? Well, let's get started. Normal Summon Serziel, grab Evil Eyes Unleashed. Guys should take a shot every time I added this card in this combo tutorial. Activate Unleashed, sending Gorgiano and Catoblipus. Guys, tell me how to pronounce this card in the comments, please. And obviously grabbing our Selene, goes to the graveyard. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use Gorgiano effect, banishing itself, pitching Basiltris, grabbing the field spell. So this is, again, the field spell can't replace the initial 2 cards in this variant, which is a shame, but if we already have access to the field spell, we can grab something else and extend further. Activate the field spell, grabbing our Basilius. Now, what should we do? Watch all the bodies, guys. Summon Basilius, summon Basiltris, and summon Catoblipus. 3 level 3s, guys, just like that. Activate Selene, make it so they can't be destroyed, just in case. And now put all of these guys together. And we are going to make a beautiful Ashura King. Now, you guys probably don't know what Ashura King does, but he is absolutely cracked. He is going to be able to attack up to the number of materials he has. And every time he declares an attack, he's going to give himself 200 attack permanently. Also, we have a Selene, which is able to quick effect destroy one of our opponent's special summon monsters and give this extra attack in case they have a body. So even if they have one body, we can remove it and still go for the OTK. If they Nibiru us here, what we can do is we can Ashura King negate, detach Basiltris. We missed the OTK now. However, this gives us access to the negate during our opponent's turn with a pop as well, or a negate depending on what other material, on what we need during our opponent's turn. Excuse me. But let's say they don't have anything. What we'll do is we'll go Ashura King attack 2-3, Ashura King attack 2-5. That's 4-7. Ashura King attack. And he goes up to 2-7, so 4-7 and 2-7 is 7-4, and then Serziel, boop, for game. So that is the 2-card combo OTK, and I really hope you guys enjoyed and that I did do a good job showcasing just what Evil Eyes can do. Maybe give them a try and let me know how that goes. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.
It's time! Let's go!